Every trader with a small account is told the same lie, that the account is small because you don't have enough money. It is not. The account is small because it keeps getting smaller, and that has a cause, and the cause has a fix. Mark Douglas worked with thousands of struggling traders, and he kept seeing the same thing. The traders with small accounts weren't failing because of their strategies. They were failing because a small account creates a specific psychological pressure that large accounts don't. The pressure to grow fast. And that pressure, not the account size, is what destroys them. In this video, you'll learn the 3 rules that break that pressure. Not motivational rules. Mechanical rules. Each one designed to shut down a specific way small accounts die. I'll give you the rule, the exact math behind it, and the psychological trap it's protecting you from. Because if you only follow the rule without understanding the trap, you'll abandon it the first week it feels slow. Rule number 1. I call it the survival rule. Risk a fixed fraction of your current account on every trade, small enough that 20 consecutive losses cannot finish you. Let's do the math first, because the math is what makes this non-negotiable. If you risk 10% per trade, which feels reasonable to someone trying to grow $500 fast, a losing streak of 7 trades takes your account down by more than half. And here's the part your brain refuses to accept. A 7-trade losing streak is not a disaster scenario. It's a normal statistical event that every strategy on Earth will eventually produce, even genuinely profitable ones. Risk 10% and normal variance kills you. Not bad trading. Variance. The dice were always going to roll that way eventually, and you size as if they never would. Now run the same losing streak at 1% risk. 7 losses takes you down about 7%. Annoying. Recoverable. Emotionally survivable. And that last part matters more than people think, because the real damage of a 50% drawdown isn't just financial, it's what it does to your head. A trader down 50% stops trading their system and starts trading their desperation. Every rule that follows becomes impossible at that point. Douglas was relentless about this. Consistency is impossible for a trader who is afraid, and nothing produces fear like knowing the next few trades can end you. The survival rule isn't conservative. It's what makes every other part of trading psychologically possible. Small risk isn't the slow path to growth. It's the only path that reaches growth at all, because everyone else is forced out of the game before their edge can play out. The trap it protects you from is impatience disguised as ambition. Your brain says, at 1% risk, this $500 account will take forever. Correct? And at 10% risk, it will take even longer, because it will be gone, and you'll be starting over from zero. Again, with less capital and less confidence than last time. Every blown account resets the clock to zero. The slow path is the fast path. There is no third path. Rule number 2. The Asymmetry Rule. Never take a trade where the distance to your target isn't at least twice the distance to your stop. This one changes what your account experiences even when you lose most of your trades. And small account traders need to hear that sentence again, even when you lose most of your trades. Run the numbers. At 1 to 2 risk reward, you can lose 6 trades out of 10 and still finish ahead. 6 losses at 1 unit each is -6. 4 wins at 2 units each is +8. A losing record and a growing account. At 1 to 3, you can be wrong 70% of the time and still survive. Flip it around. A trader taking 1 to half setups, risking 2 to make 1, which is what chasing and FOMO entries usually amount to, needs to win 7 out of 10 just to stay flat. Nobody wins 7 out of 10 for long. The psychological trap this rule shuts down is the addiction to being right. High win rate trading feels good. Lots of small wins, constant little hits of confirmation, and one bad day that erases 3 weeks. Douglas's entire framework points at this. The need to be right on each individual trade is exactly what prevents profitability across the series of trades. The Asymmetry Rule forces you to accept more frequent losing, small, planned, boring losing, in exchange for the mathematics actually working in your favor. It trades your emotional comfort for your account's survival, and for a small account, that's the only trade that matters. There's a practical side effect worth naming. This rule deletes most of your bad trades before they happen. The chased entry after a move already ran. By the time you'd enter, the stop is far and the remaining target is close. The asymmetry math fails, the trade is forbidden, and the rule just saved you without requiring any willpower in the moment. That's what a good rule does. It makes discipline structural instead of emotional. Rule number 3. The Detachment Rule. Trade your small account with the exact process you would use on an account 100 times bigger because you are not trading this account. You are building the trader who deserves the next one. This is the rule that reframes everything, and it comes from the deepest thing Douglas taught. Your trading results are an expression of who you are as a trader, and who you are doesn't change when your account size does. A trader who is undisciplined with $500 will be undisciplined with $50,000, just faster and louder, which means the $500 account has exactly one real job, and it isn't making you rich. Its job is to be the environment where you become the person whose process can be trusted with real size. Here's what this looks like in practice. You journal every trade on the small account as seriously as a fund manager reviewing a position. You take partial profits and manage exits by your written plan even when the dollar amounts feel absurdly small. Because you're not managing the dollars, you're rehearsing the behavior. You measure your months not by how much the account grew, but by how many trades deviated from plan. 0 deviations in a down month? That was a successful month. Your edge and variance decide the money. You only decide the deviations. The trap this rule dissolves is the most painful one, so let's say it directly. The belief that this account has to become life-changing money. Soon. That belief is the engine behind every oversized position, every revenge trade, every one big win and I'm back spiral. The moment the account stops being your escape vehicle and becomes your training ground, the pressure that was breaking your discipline simply loses its grip. You stop needing this trade this week, this account to save you, and traders who don't need it are the only ones the market ever seems to pay. And here's the quiet payoff nobody mentions. Skills compound faster than capital. The trader who spends a year executing $500 flawlessly, small risk, asymmetric setups, 0 deviation months, has built something no market crash can take, a process that works and a nervous system that can run it. Capital finds people like that. Through funded accounts, through saved income deployed with confidence, through the simple fact that their equity curve finally points the right way. Meanwhile, the trader who spent that year trying to force 500 into 5,000 has usually completed the round trip to 0 several times and owns nothing but the lesson, if they're willing to take it. Before the summary, let me make this concrete, because rules without a picture stay theoretical. Let's follow 2 traders with the same $500 account, the same strategy, the same market for 1 year. The only difference is the rules. Trader A, call him the escape plan trader, risks 10% per trade, takes any setup that looks good regardless of asymmetry, and measures every week by how much closer he is to quitting his job. His first month actually goes well. A hot streak takes him to $900. He screenshots it. He's already calculating the future. Month 2, the normal losing streak arrives, the one that was always coming. 5 losses. His account drops under 500, and here's the critical moment. He doesn't experience this as variance, he experiences it as theft. Something was taken from him and he trades to get it back. Size goes up, setups get looser. By month 4, he's at $200, trading angry. By month 6, he redeposits. The cycle runs twice more before the year ends. Total outcome, roughly $1,000 deposited, near 0 remaining. And, this is the expensive part, 12 months of reinforcing exactly the behaviors that guarantee the next account dies the same way. Trader B risks 1%, takes only 1 to 2 or better, and measures deviations. His first month is genuinely boring. 11 trades, 6 losers, 5 winners, account up about 2%, nothing to screenshot. Month 3, he hits the same losing streak that broke Trader A, 5 losses in a row, and his account draws down 4%. He journals it, checks that every trade was inside the rules, and takes the next valid signal without a story attached. Around month 5, something shifts that he only notices in the journal. The losing streak didn't produce a single deviation. Not one. By month 12, his account is up somewhere between 15 and 30%, depending on how his edge ran. Call it $600 to $650. Sounds unimpressive. Now look at what he actually owns. A documented year of disciplined execution, a real sample of 100+ trades proving his edge, and a nervous system that has been through losing streaks and held. That trader can walk into a funded account challenge and pass it because the challenge is testing exactly what he spent a year building. That trader can add saved capital with confidence because the process is proven. The $500 was never the asset. The year was. Same account, same strategy, same market. The rules were the entire difference. So how do you actually start? Today? Not someday? 4 steps, all doable this evening. Step 1. Calculate your 1%. Whatever your account is right now, write down the exact dollar amount that 1% represents. That number is your risk per trade. Not per position, per trade, total, including the possibility of slippage. If the number feels insultingly small, good. That reaction is the pressure we're starving introducing itself. Step 2. Write the asymmetry check into your entry routine. Before any entry, 2 prices go in the journal: your stop and your target, based on actual structure. If target distance isn't at least double stop distance, the trade doesn't exist. No exceptions clause, because exceptions are where the old you gets back in. Step 3. Create the deviation column. Your journal gets 1 non-negotiable field per trade inside the rules yes or no. At the end of each week, your score is the count of no's. 0 is a perfect week, regardless of profit. This single column is how you'll watch yourself become a different trader in real time. Step 4. Pick your review anchor. 1 fixed slot, 30 minutes, once a week, same day, same time. You're not reviewing the money. You're reviewing the deviations and choosing the one behavior to focus on next week. 1. Narrow beats comprehensive. Every single time behavior changes the goal. That's the whole starting kit. No new indicator, no course, no capital required. Which is exactly why most people won't do it. It doesn't feel like enough. Douglas spent his whole career explaining that this feeling is precisely backwards. The traders searching for more are avoiding the small set of behaviors that decide everything. So let's put all 3 rules side by side, because they're really one machine with 3 parts. The survival rule keeps you in the game long enough for anything to matter. Because it's small fixed risk, variance can hurt you but can't finish you. The asymmetry rule makes the math work while you're there, because at 1 to 2, or better, even a losing record grows. And the detachment rule removes the pressure that would have broken the first 2 rules, because when the account is your classroom instead of your escape plan, you no longer have a reason to violate anything. Notice what's missing from all 3. Any prediction, any indicator, any strategy. That's deliberate. Douglas's point over and over was that traders obsess over the part of trading that matters least, finding better signals, and ignore the part that decides everything, whether they can execute anything consistently under pressure. These 3 rules are the pressure removal system. Your strategy, whatever it is, only gets to work after these are in place. One honest warning before you go: apply this. The first month under these rules will feel like nothing is happening. The account will move slowly. The wins will be small. Your brain will present you with very convincing arguments for why an exception is fine. Just this once, on this obvious setup. That feeling, that restlessness, is not a sign the rules are wrong. It is the exact pressure the rules exist to starve. Every trader who made it through describes the same arc. Boredom, then doubt, then somewhere around trade 40 or 50, a strange calm, and an equity curve that, for the first time, is quietly doing what it's supposed to do. So here's your question for the comments, and answer it honestly. What percentage of your account are you risking per trade right now? Real number, no judgment. I read every comment, and I already know the answers are going to prove exactly why this video needed to exist. You're not undercapitalized. You've been playing a game designed to take small accounts from impatient hands. Starting today, you can stop volunteering.